When you land on their page, there's a striking absence right off the bat. Zero selfies. Not a single carefully curated angle or golden hour portrait to be found. You also won't find any vacation pictures. There are absolutely no tropical beach humble brags, no dramatic mountain landscapes, and definitely no documentation proving they took a trip just to trigger a little FOMO in everyone else. And of course, there are no food photos either. You're not going to see any perfectly framed, mouth-watering plates of pasta or intricate latte art anywhere on their feed. It's really just an empty space where everyone else's highlight reel usually sits. So let's dive into this explainer and ask the core question that's staring us right in the face. In a world where everyone is practically expected to share every wiki moment, why on earth would someone choose total digital invisibility? At first glance, it almost seems kind of strange, doesn't it? But as we'll see, the answer is actually incredibly insightful. Let's look at insight number one, escaping external validation. To really understand the non-poster, we have to look closely at how they process happiness. Psychologists suggest a very clear pattern here. They are not driven by external validation or those classic dopamine feedback loops of social media. They aren't relying on hundreds of internet likes to feel confident. Their joy is entirely intrinsic. It comes directly from the raw experience itself, not the public approval of it. This brilliantly illustrates the dynamic. Just imagine two friends standing side by side on a beautiful beach. Side A, one friend spends 10 minutes adjusting the lighting, looking for the perfect angle, and editing a photo to post. Side B, the other friend is simply watching the sunset. Both are enjoying the moment, sure, but the non-poster is absorbing it directly, completely free from the filter of an audience. Moving on to insight number two, the power of privacy. These individuals place an intense value on keeping their personal lives completely private. They deeply understand the concept of internet permanence, the reality that once something goes online, it stays there forever. So instead of broadcasting memories to a loose network of acquaintances or dealing with parasocial exhaustion, they make a conscious, protective choice. They keep those memories secure for themselves and their absolute innermost circle. Which brings us to insight number three, living in the moment. By choosing digital silence, they open the door to a much richer level of mental presence. And this is actually backed by research. Constantly documenting our experiences can literally reduce how deeply we experience them in real time. Because they're actually living the experience instead of trying to package it for public consumption, their connection to the present is deeply focused and completely uninterrupted. But hold up a second. We need to pause right here. It is incredibly easy to misunderstand this behavior, and society often jumps to the completely wrong conclusions about people who maintain blank profiles. Let's bust some of those myths. This leads us to insight number four, confidence in silence. We absolutely need to reframe how we view digital silence. When someone's profile is empty, society often assumes they're just shy, lonely, or antisocial. Well, the psychology shows us this is completely false. A lack of posts is not a red flag. It's definitely not a symptom of isolation. Not posting photos does not automatically mean any of these things. In fact, some of the most private people are actually some of the most confident. They possess this unshakable sense of self-assurance. They know exactly who they are. Their worth isn't up for debate, and they are completely comfortable in their own skin. Because they have that deep internal security, their self-worth